now listening to the Jca Sports Podcast on Spotify and Anchor. To the Jca Sports.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Jca Sports Podcast alongside my good friend and colleague, Jonathan Palayo. My name is Jose Contreras, and welcome, guys, to another exciting episode of the Jca Sports Podcast. Eric will be joining us in a bit, but for now, we're holding it down. Speaking of the devil, there he is, Mr. EA himself, Eric Avila. What's up,
friends.
Eric?
What up, guys? How are you?
Pretty good, man.
What
How
up,
we
what up,
doing?
man? How you feeling?
Hey, look at it. John's back in the building.
Yes,
Two
John
double
double
podcasts
duty.
in a row.
Double
It's gonna
duty.
snow. That's what it is. It's going
I
to.
hope it
It's
does.
gonna be like 60 degrees. Actually, let me rephrase that one.
Oh, if it's 60, then we're at your crib. You're gonna grill out.
Hell yeah, definitely.
Come on now.
You know, I think I did my first rookie Cardinal sin of owning a grill and not covering it up for the winter,
Ooh,
and I just noticed that yesterday. So
you're lucky it's been
yeah, I
nice this
screwed up
week,
on that one.
so you better do it for the second snowstorm hits us.
yeah, for sure. I got time.
You know the second one's always the worst one for us out here. The first one they say it's a storm and it's not really a storm. Then the second one's a storm. And then you got the third one that's not going to be a storm but ends up being a storm.
Right.
Yep,
So
that
you
sounds
got
about
time,
right.
bro.
Yeah, the second time that the storm hits is normally around our birthday, John. I still
Yes,
remember
sir.
one house party that I had. I literally had beers and drinks and alcohol laid out in the snow to keep them
In the
cold.
snow. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Improvise.
Hell yeah,
Shit.
hell yeah.
Who needs ice? We got ice in the yard.
Hell yeah. I mean, as long as we don't drink it, right, we're all good. But you know,
Right.
yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, let's start this show, guys. I'm glad we did that little monologue there. Let's start this show. All right. Welcome once again to Jca Sports Podcast, brought to you by Star 6 Media. Make sure to tune in and follow Star 6 Media on all of our social media platforms. We're live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. You can also follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. That's where you'll see most. Oh, and of course YouTube. But that's where you'll see most of our videos, clips, shorts, etc. All right, we have a good show for you guys today. All right, a lot of debates, a lot of stuff to talk about as the Bulls are playing the Brooklyn Nets right now. Guys, I want to start with them because I want to get this out the way. On Monday, they played the Cleveland Cavaliers. This was one of their back-to-back games against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were very competitive throughout the entire game, but they allowed Cleveland to come back. But more importantly and more, I guess, disgustingly, is that they allowed Donovan Mitchell to score 71 points on them. I couldn't believe it when I seen that. Oh, there's no way. There's no. Robbie Lopez tweeted out him and Donovan Mitchell combined for 72 points. I was like, oh, really? Like, I looked at my holy crap. He only had one. Donovan Mitchell 71.
That's video game numbers, man. And
It really
it's
is.
sad that it happened against our Bulls.
It really is video game numbers, and like I said, it's disgusting to see. And this was right after Eric had a rant on Big League Chicago when we were all live with Rick on Big League Chicago. Eric was talking about how bad this team is and blah blah blah. I was trying to defend them, believe it or not. And I apologize, officially apologize to you guys in our text chain because it's like there's no way.
Our group chat, please.
Our group
please
chat.
don't call it text chain, please.
Our
It's a
group
text
chat.
chain. What are you?
It's a text
chain.
It's a group chat, man.
Oh my god.
Regardless
you
of the
guys,
fact,
you guys sound like you're 40 years old. It's calling it the text chain.
Damn near. I'm like 8 years away.
regardless of the fact, I apologize because there's no way in hell I could justify that. So I want to get you guys' thoughts. We haven't seen something like this since Kobe dropped 80.
RIP GOAT.
So is this more Donovan Mitchell? Is this just how atrocious the Bulls defense is? Is it both?
Come on now, come on. This
That's not even a
is
question.
this is completely the Bulls' disgusting defense. How they play. Donovan Mitchell and Kobe are no. Stop it. Stop. That I'm gonna end that shit right there. It's not. This isn't a Kobe-like performance by Mitchell. This is the Bulls crash. The Bulls were up 15. They were up by 3 with like seconds left in the game, and you let them tie it. You know, you fouled them, so they can go to the foul line, get only 2, and somehow they managed to tie it on a missed free throw and the tip in right there within like a couple seconds. That's disgusting, and I gotta look it up, but I know Mitchell still went off in OT, to get to 71 points. I gotta look up the exact number. Sorry, I apologize, but either way, that is all Bulls defense. How horrendous they were. They did not close the game. They had the chance to close the game. And come on now. Now it's different because when Kobe's playing, or when Kobe was playing, rest in peace to the GOAT, and his 81, like Kobe dominated that whole game. His team was up, he was battling that whole team. Whereas here, you just seen the Bulls collapse, and it just so happened that Mitchell was hot. But
Right.
realistically, we'll probably never see Mitchell drop 50 points ever again in his career.
I mean, I agree, right? But it's still just it's weird that it happened. And it just sucks. And we have Tony and I thank you for watching Tony saying Jose's just gonna forget about Booker dropping 70. That wasn't against the Bulls though. It hits home. It hits home for us. Mitchell dropped 71, so technically I'm still right. It's something it's as high as it's as close as 81 as you're gonna get.
Like you said, it hits home because that's a lot of points. So you're gonna see everybody talking about the performance, and it just has to be against the Bulls. It's like when a team gets no hit, the pitcher gets all the credit, and you never want it to be against your own team. It's like, oh, you're like, damn, we got no hit, and now we're just like, really, we're like, Mitchell out of all players dropped 71, and then on us.
I mean, I will say Donovan Mitchell has been amazing since he joined Cleveland this year.
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely, but you never. I mean, I could hear, Durant. Or Giannis, your boy. I mean, I wouldn't even think Embiid or Jokic would drop 70, but players, even Luka. I say between Luka, Durant, and Giannis are probably the only players I would expect in the league to drop over 70 points.
Yeah, Eric, what are your thoughts? Oh God, his evil laugh.
He's about to fry the Bulls.
Booty cheeks. That's all I gotta say. Booty cheeks.
Hey, you gotta be specific. Flat ones or nice ones,
No, these are the flat booty cheeks.
These are the flat ones, my God. These are the flat. Booty
this is the
cheeks.
wall. This is the wall.
Right.
Cheeks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's me, bro. It's me. That's
come
that's
on,
what
dog.
it is.
Come on, G.
Look, man. I was telling you guys, and the thing in there, I didn't even check this. Imagine if I checked the score box. I would have just went on hard on you guys that day. I'm like, man, that Donovan Mitchell has this many amount of points on this Bulls team. It didn't dawn to me to check the box score, right? And
we had something serious going on TV.
We did. But man, that regardless of the fact though, it's just it's the Bulls season in a nutshell, guys. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, that nothing can help this team other than just blow it all up. That's it.
Ooh.
That's it.
But,
not one trade to revamp this team. Not trading Vooch for. I'm just naming names. Don't. I'm not going off of speculation, but
right.
trading Vooch for Marc Gasol will change everything, or Vooch for DeAndre Ayton, or Zach LaVine for like 20 guys. Like nothing will revamp this team at all to salvage this season. And it's just the way it's just the way how it looks from coaching to the players themselves, man. It's just I'm not surprised. I am not surprised that the Bulls not only got scored 71 points by one player, but also lost in a way that let me retrace my steps here. Because I also did feel like the Bulls, they also got screwed over in that game too as well. In that lane violation that should have been called on Donovan Mitchell on the putback to tie the game and send out to overtime. But even then, still an embarrassing performance by the Chicago Bulls. And they even scored. What did I tell you even after when we got off air, Jose? The Bulls were going into overtime. What did I say? It's one of those games where the Bulls only scored like 2 or 4 points, and then the Cavaliers would score 12 or 15. And what ended up happening? I was right. That's just the Bull season in a nutshell, guys. That's all I gotta say.
Eric, to add to what you're saying, Bull season in a nutshell, and this is what I said before we went on air to Jose last week, is that the Bulls are probably the most toxic relationship in Chicago sports right now. And to add to your point, this is why they get a player dropping 70 on them, going into OT, but yet today they're on the verge of ending the Nets win streak. Like this is what they've been doing all year long, and it's so frustrating.
They play great against the good playoff teams, and then they play. I mean, granted, the Cavaliers are one of those great playoff teams, or how should I say this? Playoff bound looking at basketball team, but they play lower to the competition for all the other ones that are not even there. So it's kind of like, but the way that they lose against these playoff teams, though, it's kind of like also at the same time like gut wrenching at the same time.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys are absolutely right. It's embarrassing to say the least that we allow that many points for one player, right?
Not even that one player, Jose.
Those
many points.
I get that, but
against a team.
Yes, but one player to have 71, like when you know that offense, the only offense that the other team has, is coming from 90% of one guy. There has to be something different that you got to double team him, triple team, and you got to hit him, drop him on his ass, something. He's dropping 71 on you. There's no way. If me and John are playing, and we know this, and we know Eric is dropping 80 on us. I'm sorry. Next time Eric comes up, I'm punching him in the face. He's not going to want to play. He's not going to drop 81. You know what I mean?
I'm getting him on my knee in the groin. Next time
you gotta do something, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I will throw elbows going up for every layup on you guys.
That's the thing, bro. Back in the day, players would have took it personally that guys going off like that. Here, they don't care nowadays. They really don't. I do want to say, I'm sorry, Eric.
Go ahead.
I do want to say, I feel like what happened in Monday night's Bengals and Bills game overshadowed, just Mitchell's performance overall. Like if that never happened, this would have been talked about so much more, and it would have been even more embarrassing for the Bulls.
Yeah, I agree, and we're gonna get to that too. We're gonna get to that situation that happened on Monday Night Football. But before we get there, let's stick to the NBA. And we know we're not going to stick too much to the Bulls. We talked about the Bulls on Monday. I just wanted to highlight Mitch's performance.
We're start calling them Los Toxicos on this show.
For real. I just wanted to highlight Mitch's performance and how I felt about it, right? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing and disgusting to say the least. But I want to stick to the NBA but move on. And this one to LeBron James, John's favorite player.
Hell no.
LeBron James. He's been a bright spot on that Lakers. He's been a bright spot on that Lakers offense since AD went down. He's turning back the clock.
Oh, you call him AD. He's not street clothes.
Right. Well, it's street clothes, 80s, whatever it is, right? For everyone knows who AD is, right?
That's your boy.
It's not my boy. That's 100% not my boy. But regardless of the fact, LeBron James has been the bright spot for that Lakers team.
Absolutely.
He's been playing out of his mind these last couple games. That's something you would expect from LeBron James, right? But at the same time, for someone who's 38 years old, this is Tom Brady-esque. This is something that I guess what I'm asking for you guys is how great, looking at LeBron James now at his age, still playing on a team that has no business competing for anything this year, right? But he's not giving up. He's not one of those players that's just gonna take time off and just quit or whatever the fact, right? He's still playing out of his mind. But to what point? Is it even smart, or is it even good for him to be on the Lakers still? Do you think he should request a trade? Should he leave Los Angeles? I mean, because for him to still be that productive in my eyes, it's just a waste of talent there on the Lakers. They're not going anywhere. They're not winning anything, even if Anthony Davis is healthy. If you're LeBron James, would you leave? Should he leave, Eric?
I think with a healthy AD and you make the playoffs, you have somewhat of a shot, right? They've done it before. They've
Mhm.
won it before, without a Russell Westbrook. But I digress from that conversation. But I mean, it's still a shot. I mean, the West is not really that much of a lopsided, conference, right? Everybody in the West is kind of like up for grabs. Like, there's no really, other than probably like the Denver Nuggets, is probably like the only closest teams where you could kind of think of and be like, yeah, this team probably has a shot to make it to the NBA Finals. And then everybody else is like, okay, they've done it before. The Phoenix Suns, obviously the Golden State Warriors, the defending champions. And then you give teams like the Dallas Mavericks a chance in there. Who else am I missing from the West? The Memphis Grizzlies with John Morant, right? And you think if the Lakers kind of creep in, if everybody gets healthy, even with LeBron playing like this, you kind of give them a shot simply because of the players that are already on this team. I don't think you probably give it one more go around before you decide to trade LeBron James, and then you just have to wait till everybody gets healthy.
Yeah, I guess, right? Like, I personally, if I'm LeBron James, I don't want to be there. I wouldn't. Why would you? I mean, if what you said, Eric, may be true, but that's if Anthony Davis is healthy. When can he stay healthy? That's the issue. That's always been the issue. John, what do you think? What do you think?
Bro, ain't no way LeBron can ask for a trade. Hell no. This team is his. He constructed it. He constructed this team when he got there. You know? This is the pressure he put on himself to go to LA. He went and got Westbrook last year. He got AD years ago. He traded all those players away that are shining now that they're away from the Lakers and him. I mean, he's went out performance. He's kept them relevant to being within the 10th seed. I think he can still do that, and just like Eric said, a healthy AD can make some noise in the playoffs. I don't think they'll win the championship, but I literally think like that's all he can do. He could just keep playing his ass off, keep carrying the team, which is pretty easy. I mean, looking at who he got around them, like it's easy for LeBron to score the most points, to score over 30 every night. Although I will give credit's due, they have been using Westbrook better this year. Westbrook's been a more efficient player, even the couple times AD has been healthy. But no, ain't no way you could. I mean, there's aside from the fact that we have this roster because of LeBron himself, there's also like, what would that do to his legacy if he leaves the Lakers right now and goes to a team that it probably wins a championship or plays in the finals? Like, this just proves like, bro, you can't stay with a team. Like, you got to switch up, go with other superstars. Like, bro, you got your two superstars here. Do what you got to do. Y'all can't stay healthy, okay? Whatever. You better give them whatever trainer you're on, man. Because shit, as well at that age that he's playing, like you said, Tom Brady-esque, it's definitely going to be in his workout routine, his diet. Obviously, he's taking care of his body, which is phenomenal. But I'm saying, like, if these are your boys, man, you recruited them over here. You can't just ditch them. You got the coach you want, the players you want. You got to stick it out, man.
I get it, and that's a good point. It's a really good point because you're right. This is the team that he asked for, so you're right. You got to stick it out, and I understand that I understand that fully. It's just, to me, it's like you're wasting away there, man. It's like you could be helping any other team out there that's ready to compete. That literally all you're missing is someone like LeBron James. Hello, Chicago. If they had LeBron James, I think that definitely puts us over the top and gets us closer to a championship.
Yeah, but also at the same time, like, when has LeBron James ever been traded? Like, he never puts himself in that situation, and he will never put himself in that situation. He'd rather just walk away from that team throughout whatever maximum years he has on that team, walks away as a free agent, and that's it. That's all. LeBron James has never been traded, and it won't start now either. Like, yes, it's all fine and dandy, but think about it. Put it in this perspective. Just because of the name, it's LeBron James, right? But look what you're trading away for to get. You're trading away a guy who's in his late 30s, who may be at his tail end of his prime, to a team that, yes, you could win a championship when he's there and overall, but at the same time, it's kind of like it's kind of like you're trading this much away for a guy who's 38.
Yeah,
like, make that make sense, And again, like I already said, he's never been traded, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's a fun conversation to have, but we all know deep down inside it's not going to happen.
We have Michael Perez, Mikey P. What it do? Mikey P in the comments. Bulls first knock off Milwaukee. Now the Nets. They're in top form right now. That's right. They beat the Brooklyn Nets 120. What is it? 121, 112, if I'm not mistaken. Here in Chicago. It's a 6-1 versus 6-1 versus top 3 seeded teams. I'm telling you, this team is the complete opposite from last year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We're not. Where's the Hawkeye meme? Don't give me hope.
No.
He's Ronin.
Hey, speaking of Renner, man. Speaking of Renner,
Yeah.
that's a crazy story. Him getting run over by his snowblow machine.
Bro, as rich as he is, you think somebody do it for him?
Hey, man, you gotta stay humble.
There's some people that like to, from humble beginnings and do it all themselves.
I actually like to do lawn care actually.
Yeah,
me too.
But anyways,
real quick,
Mikey, I'm gonna need you to see. This is what happens when the Blackhawks are so bad. Mikey starts watching the Bulls and starts giving people false hope. I can't let Mikey do that. It's not gonna slide.
I watched more enough Bulls to understand and realize that yes, we said it. They've beaten the top teams.
I'm telling you.
But they're not there. But other than that, the Bulls are just booty cheeks.
Hey, look.
Man.
Hey, look. If there's anything that's a positive about that is that you only play top teams in the playoffs. So just make it to the playoffs.
I mean, but if we make it to the play-in, we're done.
I'm just right, exactly. We got
pretty much we have to land as a 6 or 5 seed.
We got it right.
Play one of the top teams.
Exactly.
We're done.
Right.
And at the same time, how many times, even with the Derrick Rose era, have we beaten the Miami Heat in the regular season? And when we face them in the playoffs, we get either beaten by in 5 or 6 games. So it really doesn't even matter what the record is in the regular season.
Can you ever go a show without disrespecting Derrick Rose? Why do you always gotta disrespect Derrick Rose?
I'm just stating what the facts are at. Because even when he was hurt, we still had those Bulls teams that were first and second place and throughout the whole entire year. And when it came into the playoffs, they got eliminated in the first or second round.
They were tired of being top defense all season long, man.
And it just
Tom Thibodeau had him playing like 40.
Like it doesn't take you anywhere. Like regular season doesn't matter. Can you beat the same team 4 times in a 7-game series?
Whoa.
It's hard to beat when you don't have the sufficient enough team to do so.
You realize when Thibodeau signed as a head coach here, he had a full set of hair, right? That's how bad they stressed him out.
That was Joakim Noah. That had to be Joakim Noah. It was probably Joakim Noah.
His voice too. He had a very deep voice, and I became all raspy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, you sound like my manager at work.
Going back to the comments. Going back to the comments. Tony said, "What do teams even trade to get LeBron? Where does the value start?" Like Eric, you said the man is 38. It's tough to predict what he'll do every year. It is tough to predict, but no, it really isn't. You know what LeBron James is going to give you. You know exactly what LeBron James is going to give you. He's going to give you solid, like 27 a night numbers. You know what I mean? And then on occasion he'll get like 30 to 40. Right? He'll come off.
So we're talking about trading for all-star numbers. Let's take LeBron's name out of it and just look at his stats completely, and look at his age and how much he's owed. What would you trade for him?
Let me go on his stats. Well,
take his name out.
I already know where you're going with, because I think LeBron so far this year is averaging 25 a game.
I'll look for it right now. We'll be
pulling the stats. Remember,
but again,
let's look at this without the name. What'd you give up for that?
We'll be accurate.
Alone without looking at the name alone, the age subtracts a first round pick, in my opinion. The amount of money he's owed also subtracts first round pick.
Yeah. So this year, LeBron James is averaging 29 points a game, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He's playing. How many games have you played? Let me see. Let me pull it up.
He played 29 games.
So far, okay. Well, so far, 20.
Whatever. How many games we played? 35, 36 games. He's played 29.
Like so he's played majority of the games. He's averaging 29. That's really good.
That's really good. But what's his age and how much is he owed? He's one of the highest paid.
Well, now he is. But how many years did he go without? I mean, he kind of deserves it at this point.
What?
No, I mean we all know ever since
he's been with the Lakers, he's been one of the highest paid every single year. Even in Miami. But right now, I would think the highest pick you get for him is a second rounder, in my opinion.
Really?
Well, I mean, It's LeBron James, right? And I get what
Right.
you're saying, John. Take the name out of it.
Take the
and
name
just put
out of
everything in
it. Look at it
perspective.
as
Like, what are you
strictly
gonna?
a business standpoint because you're obviously you're committing for him to re-sign next year or opt
Right.
into his player deal, player
Right.
year, whatever. And that's like at least another 40 mil on your books.
Yeah.
And you're paying 40 mil for what, a 39-year-old?
Yep.
He's averaging just as much as Kevin Durant is this year so far. Kevin Durant's also averaging 29 points a game. If that puts anything into perspective, Steph Curry's averaging 30.
And Curry's been injured some time too.
Jason Tatum 30. Alexander
But
from Oklahoma.
because they're
30.
younger, I'd give up a first rounder for them.
That's true. And
Because
that
they're
I
younger.
understand. But LeBron James, but you put the right pieces around him.
But that's the thing. How long is it going to take for your team to mesh? You know, we've seen it over and over again in LeBron's career where it takes at least a year with the right coach to get all those stars meshing together with him to actually be productive and win a championship. You mean to tell me LeBron comes and joins your team in the middle of the season? I'm sorry, I would not take the odds for that team to win the championship this year.
If you do trade away anybody on this Bulls team for LeBron, who would it be?
Zach LaVine, take his contract. take LaVine, take Vooch, take Kobe White. You know what? And just for the hell of it, just because they're taking LaVine off our hands, I'll give a first rounder.
No, don't do that.
A first rounder, Vooch, LaVine, and Kobe White.
Right.
That's it for LeBron.
LaVine is averaging 22 points per game. DeRozan 26, Vooch 16. So out of those three,
I'm telling you, all of them a first and a second. Go ahead, and then I'll even already commit to signing LeBron's two sons.
No, LeBron for real, right? He's already played with Alex Caruso. They mesh well together. He wanted to play together. He's wanted to play with DeMar DeRozan, right?
We got Lonzo coming back next year, hopefully.
We have Lonzo, exactly. It can happen, you know.
Pat Williams,
be like,
hey bro, Pat Williams, he actually suits up, right? He's not injured.
Wow, for real though. Honestly,
but that's what I'm saying.
I think I might take that team over the team we have now. To be honest with you,
man, I mean,
at least
being
that
in
team
Chicago,
will show somewhat of a little bit of
we
grit.
don't like LeBron like you do, Jose. You know, we cut you a little slack because you're a little Indiana kid now. You used to be a Blue Island boy.
That's right.
But I mean, think about it. If you trade for LeBron, but you also give up a player with a big contract, then I think you can talk about giving a first rounder.
Right.
Because you're giving up. But if you eat up his contract when you already have a fat contract on your books, then it's like, all right, man, looking at your age and how much you're owed, second rounder at most with players.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to get one of his sons at least in the future.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't the NFL, man. You're not giving him a first rounder for the next 3 years and second rounder for the next 4 or 5 years after that. You can't do that.
Absolutely. All right, we're listening to the Jca Sports Podcast, guys. Make sure to continue to follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Get back into this comment. Michael Perez says Neros. It's not D-Rose, it's Neros. That's foul. It's foul.
No, I see no lies there.
Tony says no one dropped 70 on the Bulls when Derrick Rose was on the roster. True, Eric. Where do you defend that?
It's so irrelevant.
Utah got 5 picks for Gobert.
He also says if Utah got 5 picks for Gobert, then LA got to get 10 first for LeBron.
I see no lies there either.
Let me see. Okay, what team would actually be desperate enough to go for LeBron? I don't think the Bulls would.
No.
Just because of our ownership, the Bulls won't do it. But if LeBron were to request a trade tomorrow morning, what teams would pick up the phone and make that call? I think the Mavericks would.
The Mavericks.
The
Mavericks should. They should.
The Mavericks, probably the Knicks.
They're gonna be one of those teams that waste away their superstar if they don't get help around them ASAP.
Absolutely.
It's like equivalent to the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, which we'll get into in a bit as well. But
it's the equivalent of King Felix in the Mariners.
Yeah.
Oh, that hit home, bro. Come on. That hit home.
Perfect
dog.
one. That's the perfect analogy.
That's the
right
one.
There.
That's
the perfect comparison.
Man. Because because Luka would stay loyal to the team.
He would.
His whole career. Just to never win a shit. They don't help my boy out.
They got it.
That's the one.
See, man, you see teams like that. You're like, how lucky can you get? You know,
Man, that's like if the Bears don't get Fields no help, man.
right? I swear, it's.
We
But-
got 3 years to see, guys. We got 3 years to see.
We'll find out.
Oh,
We'll find
man.
out. We'll find out. We'll find out soon enough.
Hey, maybe the Bears could trade for LeBron for a tight end.
Hey, he'll probably be open. He'd be better than any receiver we have
I
right
swear
now
to
going
God,
for it.
bro.
What are you talking
I swear to
about?
God, he ain't gonna drop no passes like
Nope.
the receivers do.
Nope.
Hell no.
Hell no. Definitely. He might be able to quarterback for us a little bit too, if you think about it.
Plus on the plus side, right? The flapping that he does, we could probably have a lot of offensive,
Dude,
Absolutely,
defensive
bro.
pass interference. Some holding calls.
Some holding
you
calls, some
Yeah,
fake,
you just see
face
LeBron
masks.
get touched, and all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna see
his
from
helmet
LeBron
just
when he gets
fly out,
touched,
bro.
bro. And that's it. Like,
Stupid as fuck. He smacks his helmet off just to get the call.
so hey, that's it. That's an extra 15. Extra 15 yards and an extra first down, and either
Absolutely, bro.
holding or pass interference.
Hey,
I'm
two
not
Ohio
mad.
State, Ohio State Buckeyes. Pretty much. I know LeBron didn't go to college, but he represents Ohio State to the fullest.
Bro, LeBron's
So-
like one of those. I like the Yankees. I like Ohio State. I like the Patriots when they're winning. If not, I like the Cowboys.
So
He's one
Eric's
of
brother,
those,
basically.
man. Ooh.
No, I'm just-
Ooh,
Damn.
no, it's just the Yankees, and that's it.
Oh,
Just
my
the Yankees.
He,
What's his?
he ain't
What?
you.
What?
He ain't you that says, "Oh, I go for the Chargers, for the Seahawks,
What
for
do
the
you
Browns,
mean?
for
Who goes for the Chargers?
I'm a Milwaukee Bucks
I
fan.
go for the
My LeBron Heat all day. No, he's just a Yankees fan, and that's it.
Okay, you think the Bucks are traded for LeBron? Pair of Giannis and LeBron?
That would be a dream. That'd be a dream team in my
That'll
book.
be a dream team for sure. And I mean, obviously, Chris Middleton will probably leave. That's probably the guy that has to go.
I'm buying a Bucks jersey if that happens. Well, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get a
Bro,
Giannis.
because you're a LeBron fan. We know it. You just
We know this.
I'm
You
more
have
of
a
a Giannis.
LeBron's
man.
Bucks jersey before you
I'm-
have a Giannis Bucks jersey.
I don't even have Giannis. I need to.
You
get
have a Giannis jersey somewhere. You just
I
don't
don't.
want to admit it to the world.
No, he
no.
does.
I would wear it. I would wear it on the show if I did. What are you talking about? Anyways, moving on. This past Monday night, guys, we've seen something we've probably never seen before in our lives. I don't think anybody really has on football in the NFL. How about that? And Eric said he's seen it before in soccer, but in football terms, right?
On
The
national
real-
TV.
Yeah, national
Crazy.
TV, the real football, and in the NFL, we have yet to see something like that happen. And that was Damar Hamlin after a routine play, just getting hit right more around the chest area, falls, gets back up, and then just collapses.
Hey, did he just throw shots at football?
Yes, I
really
did.
And
I
he's
really
lucky
did.
that we're
'Cause-
talking
'cause
about a very
I'm
serious
pretty sure
topic of
the-
conversation right now, or else I would have said
I'm
something.
pretty, you know, we're not going to disrespect the player. You know, any
No,
other
we're not,
time we
we're
come
not.
at you. We're
That's
not
why I
gonna
kept my
disrespect
mouth
the player. Thoughts and prayers are
Yeah,
with
come
them.
on.
JCA,
Yes, we're
Star
not
Six
Skip Bayless
Media.
here.
Well, YMCMB.
Oh, I see him.
We all send in our prayers. But yeah, bro, that was crazy. You know, I don't know. Did you want to talk about Skip and Shannon? Because that was crazy too. I caught it right on time at work, bro. I was like,
We
"Ooh,
can get into
check
that
this
too,
out."
but I guess the reason why I'm bringing it up is first and foremost, yes, it's something that's scary. You know, we definitely send prayers and love his way, go for sure. But it was a freak accident. This is something that doesn't normally happen and won't normally happen. Just because it's happened once doesn't mean it's gonna continue happening. Like what happened was rare. Because when I was listening to all these different shows and podcasts and all these medical professionals that come on these shows, from what I hear, like there had to be like the perfect strike in order for your heart to just stop like that, for you to go into cardiac arrest. It's like a 2% chance of that even happening. And it's ridiculous. It's wild, and it's unfortunate because now we have somebody who's fighting for his life, and all he was doing was playing the game he loves. So I bring this up because definitely we all seen it, we all heard it. It's been all over the news, right? But I have a question. We're all fathers here. I'm at the current moment, I'm the only one blessed to have a son. Right? I'm pretty sure you guys will have plenty of them as well in your future. But if you did, or if your girls, maybe if one of your daughters want to play football, would you guys allow them to? And this goes for anybody who has it goes for anybody at home who has a kid, who has a younger sibling, knowing what you know still about football, and then seeing what happened here with Damar Hamlin. is this a sport you think will continue to be popular, will continue to grow? And if you as a father, would you let your child play? John?
Absolutely, I would, man. I would never. That's what my kid wants to do. I'm not one to. I don't ever want to be a parent to say no. That's too dangerous for you to do in terms of sports. And if you're doing other stupid shit out in the streets, that's actually dangerous. Then yeah, but as far as football, and I did mention this, on our last podcast, is there's probably going to be a new rule coming out, but how you just described it, how people, analysts, that doctors have been describing, like it was just like a freak accident, like right hit at the right spot. Like how can you really change a rule for what looked like a normal tackle, And it's like that's why I think realistically the game is gonna stay the same as far as like tackles like that. They're always making like pass interference rules, quarterback hits, all that shit, making the game more and more soft. But I really don't see how can you get on guys tackling, the way that this play went down. So that's why. I mean, football is always going to be a really dangerous sport. Always, it's always it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
If you take away the contact, you take away the whole purpose of the sport. Really, I mean, what is going to be flag football with professionals? That's what we got in the Pro Bowl.
Exactly.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, as a parent, you worry regardless. But I'm never gonna be the type to tell my kids like that's too dangerous for you to play. If that's what you want to do, then just be careful playing it, and I'm gonna support you.
What about you, Eric?
Oh yeah, same. I'm not gonna stop my kids to fulfill their dreams if that's what they want to do. Whether if it is football, whether if it is the real football that's played across the world and watched more than anybody else. Baseball, from getting drilled, or softball getting drilled in the head with a ball at 90 plus miles an hour.
Yeah,
There's dangerous aspects to every sport that we play. And no, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop my kid to do so. I mean, it was part of the game. And I think we've said it, you guys are saying it's a freak accident. And yes, it is. It's a freak accident. Nothing was wrong. We see those plays happen at least 8 to 9 times every week from different games in the hundreds in all the other games too as well. It's just an unfortunate situation for how it happened. And like you guys said, it's just the perfect timing from the helmet to hit the chest to make the heart stop. It was just something scary to see in a sport that has a lot of contact.
Yeah, Michael Perez. This is his field. He knows exactly what he's talking about. Him working in the medical field, saying what people don't understand is there's only 20 cases or so that happen in a year. For it to happen on the NFL level on national TV is just wow.
Can I just say real quick? Mikey and I, we text all the time every day, and we were texting while it was going on. Shout out to my boy Mikey. He actually diagnosed while the dude was in the ambulance of what went down, and what came out the next morning was that it was a heart attack. Sorry, Mikey actually called it.
He said it here. Commotio cordis is highly unlikely to happen in the game of football since the sternum and myocardial muscle is protected for the most part by the shoulder pad vest. I was
It's a freak accident, literally.
It's like what they say, like a perfect strike. Like it has to be. It's just so rare for it to happen. And I agree with you guys. Like you can't really stop. If I have 3 sons, right? If one of them told me, "Dad, I want to play football," I'm not going to say no. I love the sport of football, right? I love watching it. I would love to see one of my kids play for sure.
Sign him up, boy.
Yeah, right, for real. But at the same time, it's like it's getting such a bad reputation this season alone because of all the concussion protocols and the misdiagnosis of concussions and what we've seen with Tua Tagovailoa on national TV when he's with his fingers all tensed up. Like I think that plus this season is starting to have a very dangerous perception over its head. And do you think that's hurting the game at all, or like the future of the sport?
Hell no.
Nah, man, so.
It's how much money. Yeah, man. You know how much money the NFL makes week in and week out, bro. Like nothing changes. Nothing is going to change.
Yeah,
but you could change the rules here and there.
Society is changing. You see cancel culture. You see everybody be a little bit more sensitive.
Right. Cancel culture. A little bit. Cancel culture. What they do to Skip Bayless? Nothing.
Right. It just
Cancel culture
no.
needs to
Like
be
I
canceled.
mean, can you change the game? Sure. But at that point, like John said, it's going to become flag football, professional flag football. At the end of the day, it just what's concerning though. It's the way how they're handling it. It's we see this like we're seeing this. It's been like this for years and years and years and years, even way back then. And yes, they have done a better job as of recent than years prior. But since it's getting magnified and in such a very vast way and quickly too as well, like it just feels like the NFL per usual becomes more reactive than proactive.
Mm. If there's something they should get on top of, at least for the Players Association, it's the insurance. Right now, everything is not looking good for them. Like the NFL has higher power on everything, and if you're the Players Association, when you go into the next bargaining agreement, whenever that is, you use like instances like this, like, hey, look, we're literally putting our lives on the line. We need better insurance. We need better guaranteed money. Whatever the fact is, we need just better overall, health insurance or just life insurance, whatever the case is, for them going forward. Because right now it's not good at all for the Players Association or for the players in general. But regardless of the fact,
And that's the
it's tough.
player's fault at that
Yeah.
part too. They
Yeah.
bargain that every so often, like for them for not to have that. That's mainly more on the players than it is on the NFL and the owners and everybody. Like it's on the players because they have to collectively bargain. Now, if they bargain that, if they put that in there, and the NFL owners deny that, then you know that the NFL owners are at fault for that and not the players.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you 100%. And going back to like letting my kids play, I would love any of my kids playing football, but I would probably steer them towards more maybe soccer or baseball because the money's guaranteed. You make more. Your career expectancy is a lot longer in those sports than it is in football, right? Especially if like depending on the position you play in football, unless you're going in as a quarterback. I don't know if I want my kids to really like, as far as money wise, like you make more in baseball, don't you? Soccer?
In
If you're good,
baseball,
Well, yeah,
baseball,
you get
you
what I'm
do.
saying.
if you're better than good, you gotta be
Right.
Yeah. In soccer,
If not,
no.
you making a league average, getting bounced to the minors.
All right, when they go to basketball, you can
soccer,
be like Zach
soccer,
Levine.
you're sitting on the reserves.
Go to
Yeah.
basketball, go to like Zach Levine and just rob the Bulls. I mean, 200 mil.
But you have to at least prove your point there. Yeah. Now in soccer, there's some players that barely make whatever like 45,000 a year. Here in the United States alone. Hell, and in Europe it's even worse. In Europe, I think there's a guy, I forgot what team he plays with. I know it's in England. He plays in one of the teams. Dude makes I think it's like $30,000 a year for playing professional
Jose, I
sports.
think you're looking at the Devers contract he just got today and the Ronaldo contract he just signed a couple days ago. Not everybody gets that type of money, bro.
No, I know. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm just
The one thing about baseball though, it's like it's fully guaranteed, and you're right. Soccer is fully guaranteed too. Whatever your contract is, it's fully guaranteed.
football. It's
So on
not.
and so forth, and you go from there, right? But what? And I think the
But-
NBA too.
But to your point earlier, Jose, I think because of this, we can start seeing football transition to guaranteed money, like fully guaranteed contracts.
We'll see because NFL is very greedy. If there's anything that they're known for, it's just how greedy they can be.
It comes up to the players, bro. You're risking your life. Your brother's out there.
That's what I'm saying. You use this to your advantage, as bad as it sounds, right? But you use it to your advantage
Right.
when it comes to negotiations.
I mean, I think eventually, like, I don't know, because there's times like I feel like even in baseball, players don't deserve a fully guaranteed contract. Like if you get injured and miss a lot of times, or if you get busted for roids, you're just not performing like you used to. Like it makes no sense signing players to these 10, 11, 12-year contracts with these stupid amount of millions. Like, okay, if it was like a 2-year fully guaranteed, and then you just bet on yourself every 2-4 years, cool. But when you're talking about when you get to like these 10 plus years over 200 mil, then it's like I don't think they deserve a fully guaranteed contract. Like, it's kind of like similar like when Machado turned down the White Sox, they offered him it was like about 240, but with incentives it would have gone up to over 300 million. He said no because he wanted all the money up front. Like I think that's how athletes, not just in baseball, should get contracts like that. Like, you know what? This is what we guarantee you, but you can make up to this if you continue to produce, if you hit your incentives.
Good point.
Yeah, I think that boat has already sailed for the players in baseball to do that. It's
Absolutely,
already,
the players already won that. There's
yeah,
no
the
way to
players
go
have already
back to
run that
taking away
one.
fully guaranteed. So that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, I could see where the NFL is gonna fight players as much as they can because they see it in sports like baseball. But the players also, like you said, we hate to say it, hate to sound like that, but use this to your advantage because, hey, if you see other sports doing it, we deserve fully guaranteed, especially because ours. They can argue that their sport is more dangerous.
Yeah,
They
it's
play
just
less
like-
games.
at the
They
same
play a
time,
lot less games, but it's more
Yeah.
dangerous.
At the same time, if you're the NFL, you look at a situation like DeMar Hamlin and be like, well, this is so rare. It hardly happens too. You know, the NFL, they'll find whatever excuse they can. Going back to Mikey P in the comments, said you most commonly see this happen in soccer, baseball, lacrosse, etc. Since the chest is bare and the high speed trauma that can happen from the ball traveling at high speeds. Also goes on and says, hate to think about this now, but the question has to be answered. What happens to this game? Reschedule? If so, when will it be played? It has to. If it is rescheduled, it has to be before the playoffs.
It has to be rescheduled. And this is where I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy. I can see where Skip Bayless is saying his tweet was a little misunderstood at the time he dropped it. He's saying this is a very important game. Playoff seasons are on the line. Yes, we care about this man's health, but how do you not play this game? And as of right now, where it stands suspended, how do you not reschedule and continue the game? It has to be played.
Yeah, I get it. His tweet was misinterpreted for sure, but at the same time, when you're someone like that with that stature, when you're someone who's been in the game, who knows, who's been a journalist and a
Of
writer,
course.
you know how to
You know what you're
use
doing.
words. Your job,
Yeah.
your job is literally to get the stories out.
How many people tuned in to Undisputed the next morning?
Exactly.
And today when Shannon came back.
Exactly. I'm telling you, I work with editors and writers,
Eric,
and they're so anal about what
you're
they
one
say.
of those guys, bro. Whatever, but
No, but it's true. But because I work with editors and writers, and all they do is literally talk crap about people who don't know how to use words correctly. They're so anal about every little word and sentence that they use because they have to be, right? So I mean, come on, if you're Skip Bayless, you've been doing this for about 50 years. Come on, bro, you know better. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
No, yeah, definitely. He knows what the hell he was doing. I mean, to John's point, yes. How many people tuned in yesterday? How many people tuned in today? Today, especially, right? Since Shannon Sharp came back.
Tomorrow, since they argued on the show today.
And, right. I mean, regardless of the fact, though, it's just it's
before first take, before get up.
Right.
We're going undisputed.
No, yeah, for sure. It just
but
it's.
But
again,
Eric, back to Mikey's question. You know, we dragged off.
Right.
Do you think this game gets played?
I mean, you have to. Because again, you know who else got affected from yesterday's game? The
Fantasy
Chiefs.
football championship, boy.
I mean, outside of us, right? But actually, like real professional teams that are there's at least 4 teams affected from the game that got postponed. The Chiefs are one. Obviously them too, right? The Bengals and the Bills, seeding purposes and whatnot. But I saw everybody else in their division who has a shot. The Dolphins, and damn, I forgot who else was also in consideration too as well. There's a lot of teams affected by this game not being played on Monday night. Rightfully so. Let's put it clear out there in the world. Rightfully so. It got postponed, right? You have to reschedule this because this game has to be played. I wouldn't mind if this week got canceled, right? And then the first game could be that Monday night game, Bills and Bengals after a week after it's happened. And then you move to your normally regular schedule program. I think you postpone the Pro Bowl, which is like a week before the Super Bowl, which is fine. We won't have that extra week of Super Bowl hype and whatnot and so on and so forth. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this game has to happen, outside of us who do fantasy football, but anymore for the other teams too that needed the importance of that game.
Yeah, no, 100%. John, Mikey P in the comments also says, yeah, do we remove the Pro Bowl or play the game?
That's the one.
After week 18, push back to playoffs 1 week, remove the Pro Bowl to Super Bowl.
Fuck the Pro Bowl. Let the Pro Bowl. If you want to play the Pro Bowl, let it be after the Super Bowl.
I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah, right.
Nobody even needs to watch the damn Pro Bowl, though.
Nobody really cares about the Pro Bowl.
But if the NFL wants to keep it because they make X amount of money off the Pro Bowl, just do it after the Super Bowl.
Nobody cares about the Pro Bowl other than the NFL and the players. The players in the NFL care. The only ones who care about the Pro Bowl.
Some of the players. I think it's like the players that are going there for like the first time.
Well, I mean,
Well, other than
you
that,
get
I
a
mean,
free vacation. Well, not even free vacation, but you get a vacation. You go to
no,
Hawaii or
it's not even
whatever.
free. So there's some
It's in
players that gotta
Orlando,
like pay for
anyways. It's not
themselves
even
to
Hawaii
go.
anymore.
Man, damn, that
No,
sucks.
I would think because of the circumstance, players should be okay with canceling the Pro Bowl this year and pushing all the playoff games back 1 week, and then we just don't have that week off in between Super Bowls, which is fine because you guys play week to week anyways. But
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all good
I
points
mean,
to be
you're
honest.
right.
Right, it's all good points to be honest. Real quick before we end the show, like we're not gonna get to the rest of the topics, but let's try to get to at least most of them. Justin Fields not playing this Sunday against
hate
the Minnesota Vikings. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree with the decision? What obviously he had a chance to break Lamar Jackson's rushing yards for a quarterback, but that's not gonna happen. What do you guys? How do you feel about that, John?
I'm pretty upset about it. I want to see him break the record. I would be happy if they let him start, and once he breaks the record, take him out the game. I would accept that. Only because it's like, I mean, that's something like exciting going forward for this game. Like now that Fields isn't playing, is there really excitement in this game? I feel like we're watching a preseason game this weekend. You know, like I don't.
Okay.
That's just me personally. I hate watching preseason. I don't like watching backups. You know, if as it is, we have so few games. You know, in the season, I want to see the starters go all out, try to win every single week. I get it, because if God forbid Fields would have got hurt this weekend, everybody's gonna come at Eberflus like, why is he even playing in his meaningless game? But it also is like, you know, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing. So it's definitely the safe route to bench him. But I just completely, me personally, I lost interest in this weekend's game because one, there goes a shot at the record, and two, it's like I don't care who's starting now, you know. But I really don't. The Vikings are in the playoffs regardless.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I really do. Eric, what do you think?
I could care less. I mean, it's just the season was already done with a long time ago. The only thing that upsets me the most is that in the two championship finals that I am, that actually for some odd reasons in week 18, I have Justin Fields as my quarterback. So now I have to go quarterback hunting for the whenever the championship is being played. You know, so
I was gonna
that's
say because this game does affect fantasy football in a big way for some of them, right? I think for the JCA Sports one, we'll have a definitive answer maybe next week as to who the champion is.
No, for sure.
No,
yeah, because but again, it just I mean I don't care. Is this the safe option? Sure. I mean it is. It's the smarter, safe one. I mean he's hurt. You don't play him. You can't risk this guy's health. And then if he gets hurt in the offseason, he rehabs. All right, cool. If he plays and gets for the record, that's cool too. You know, like there's something to look forward to in this whole abysmal ass season of the Chicago Bears. That he has the rushing yards for not just the Bears. He already has the Bears, but for the whole entire NFL league, that he has a single season rushing record. So again, it's kind of like, all right, like John said, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like it would have been cool to see, but at the same time, it's also cool to see that, you know, the Bears actually care about a guy who could possibly be their franchise quarterback.
yes,
And just move on to next year. So I mean,
I agree with.
There is no wrong answer, but there is also no right answer too.
See that I agree with. Selfishly, for me, I would love to see Justin Fields play just because I want, you know, my last game board opting for the Bears, you know, for him to be on there. You know, WBBM is losing the rights to broadcast Bears games in the radio to ESPN next season. So just for that reason, I would love to see Justin Fields play. But it's not going to happen. So it's going to be pretty anticlimactic, a little bit sad, but, you know, anticlimactic, you know, at least. But regardless of the fact,
season was anticlimactic,
right? Regardless of the fact, I'm okay with them losing,
bro.
Yeah,
Jose, you good, man? You gonna work for ESPN next year? You going with the Bears?
We'll see. They pissed me off.
We're gonna manifest it for you.
I might go for the competition. 6 the score. Call me.
You want to Fox Sports 1? You gonna go replace Skip?
I'm for real. Hey, you let me know, Shannon, Mr. Sharp. You let me know. All right. Here's the thing, though, real quick. I am okay with them losing this game and solidifying that top 2 spot, right? And from there, we'll talk more about that after that happens and see exactly what they should do once we know for sure what draft pick they do get. Real quickly, though, we have some playoff scenarios here, okay? Obviously, we know about the number 1 seed. We don't know who's going to get that yet between the Chiefs, Bills, and Bengals. You know, they got Bills and Bengals have to play for that for sure. But let's just get to these clinching games for at least these divisions. The AFC title on the line between the Jaguars and the Titans. Jaguars just got to win, or even tie against the Titans, and they're in. Titans have to win against the Jaguars, and they're in. Which one do you guys see happening? Eric,
I don't mind being a Jag for a week.
you're a Jag.
You're
a Jag. You're a Jag all year long.
Every day.
The Jaguars. I'd rather have that storyline instead of like another. The Tennessee Titans who have been frauds for like the last 5 years of making the playoffs and not doing anything.
Another King
Give me
Henry
something
and
new. Give me the
whoever's
Jaguars.
under center.
Right. Jaguars. All right. John, what about you?
Absolutely. Jaguars. Give Trevor Lawrence a playoff shine, playoff spot. Is definitely more exciting than King Henry and whoever else he's has on his back while he's running 200 yards a game.
The Tennessee Titans. That's what he has on his back, bro. He has
I'm saying
everybody.
whatever quarterback and wide receivers.
Like that one commercial, that Old Spice commercial where he's running on the treadmill. He has all those players attached to him.
Literally, bro. That's
That's
him.
literally
Including his
him.
head coach.
Okay, well, the Bengals, believe it or not, still have yet to clinch the NFC North. They will do so, though, with a win over the Ravens or a tie or a win against the Bills when that game is rescheduled. I'm pretty sure the Bills, we're all in agreement that they're going to be the ones to clinch that NFC North. But moving on to the AFC wild card, the number 7 seed is still up for grabs. Who gets it? Oh, then you know what? I think I ignored the Patriots and Dolphins because right now the Patriots
still have a shot. They're still in play.
Well, the Bills are taking that. The Bills are taking that division. So when it comes to the wild card, who gets it between the Patriots, the Bills? I'm sorry, the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Steelers, and the either Jags or Titans are still in play, even if they lose. So let me say the scenarios real quick. The Patriots, all they got to do is win against the Bills, or a Dolphins loss against the Jets, or Steelers loss against the Browns. Basically, the Patriots, you win, you're in. Beat the Bills last week of the season, and they're in the playoffs. Dolphins have to win against the Jets and need the Bills to beat the Patriots. The Steelers need a win over the Browns and the Dolphins loss, and a Patriots loss. And then the Jags, if they were to lose against the Titans, they would need a Dolphins loss and a Patriots and a Steelers loss to be in. It's a lot, right? But what's more likely for you?
Wise, I am hoping the Steelers make it. I'd love to see Mike Tomlin carry this team into the playoffs. Let's be honest, it's one of the weaker Steelers teams we've seen in our lifetime, the three of us. But it'd be pretty great. Like, it would just show like why he's a Hall of Fame coach. Personally, I don't care about the Patriots. Trevor Lawrence and the Jags are a cool story.
Right.
We already talked about the Titans and the Dolphins. I don't believe Tua's cleared yet. So if Tua's not playing, then I don't care for Miami going to the playoffs. I don't want to see Teddy Bridgewater in the playoffs.
Right.
Even if the Dolphins did have Tua to clear and play, I still don't think the Dolphins have enough to beat.
The Dolphins are a lot better with Tua, though. They have.
I mean, you're right. Yeah. They're better. They're better with. I don't see them making any type of noise whatsoever with the team that they have. I'm with you, John. If you give me an option to choose any of those teams, I don't think I want to see Bill Belichick and whoever his quarterback is. It was Mac Jones. I don't want to see the Jets.
Mac Jones don't matter.
Forget the Jets. It's the Steelers, and you're right for everything that you just
said.
The
Jets are already eliminated. It's not the Jets. It's the Dolphins.
I'm sorry. Regardless of the fact, even with the Steelers, even with the Steelers, once they made that quarterback change, that season turned around right then and there. Once they went with the rookie and benched whoever they had starting in the beginning of the year,
and then fleeced the Bears.
That team started being a little different. And again, you're right. Mike Tomlin being the Super Bowl coach and head coach, and it just solidified more his Hall of Fame credentials on bringing a team where, like, you're right, the weakest Steelers to ever make the playoffs or to ever be in contention. You give credit where credit. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see Mike Tomlin than anybody.
Nah. I want the Dolphins to make that number 7 seed. I I want the Dolphins to take it because I feel like they have the better team out of all the ones we mentioned. Say what you want about Tua. Say what you want about Tua, but I think the Dolphins in the playoffs against anybody will be a pretty good matchup. And just to throw it out there, obviously the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Chargers, and the Ravens are all in. So it's literally just down to one spot and who takes it. Right now, it's the Patriots have all the Patriots have to do is win, and that's it. Doesn't matter what happens any other game they're in. So they're the ones who hold the power. If they lose, and it's literally up for grabs for any one of those other teams that we mentioned. So I mean, we'll see. They play the Bills, and we'll see what kind of Bills team they're gonna get.
Josh Allen, light them up, boy. Oh, they're gonna be motivated to play this weekend.
Yeah, for sure, because the Bills still need to win to actually hold that number one spot anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if they really care or if they really want that number one seed, they need to play everybody into that and win that game.
Yeah, so it's definitely interesting as well. In the NFC, it's not as complex. It's literally down to the Lions and the Lions and Packers game. Whoever wins that game basically is in. The Seahawks have an opportunity to make it, but in order for the Seahawks to win, they need a Packers loss or tie against the Lions, and then they need to beat the Rams. So, I mean, Seahawks really do have a shot, but I think it goes for the Packers. I think the Packers are way too on a hot streak. The Lions defense is suspect to say the least. I think Aaron Rodgers goes in there and takes a dub and marches his team into the playoffs. What do you guys think?
Man, after all that crap you were talking about Dan Campbell and the Lions and Hard Knocks and this team is amazing and so on and so forth,
the Packers
and Aaron Rodgers and
the Packers are still the Packers and Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. What do you want me to say?
Stop it, man. Just stop.
What do you want me to say, Eric?
Just stop, bro.
You give credit to where credit's due. You got to give credit to the Packers and what they've been doing these last couple games to even put themselves in this position.
So what's the whole point of bringing up the Lions and the Hard Knocks?
The Lions, where the Lions are now, I would like the Bears to be next year. Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Hear it, and accept it. So, what do you think is going to happen? Who
Packers.
makes exactly what?
It's you know what I damn I want some chaos, right? I want the Lions to come out and hopefully the Rams beat the Seahawks, and then we'll have that. Your Cinderella story that you've been talking about.
Well, no. See, the Lions. If the Lions need to win against the Packers, and they need the Seahawks to lose. Yeah,
I know. I mean, that's what I say. I'd rather have chaos, and I feel like the NFL got this one wrong too, putting them in the Sunday night game. Because let's be honest, if the Seahawks win, the Lions are automatically out. All we have to wait on is see if Aaron Rodgers can make it, and then the Lions could be spoilers to that party. So it's kind of like, whatever happens Sunday night. That's the reason I want chaos. I want the Seattle Seahawks to lose, and then that Sunday night game is amplified by 1,000,000.
John, did you pick? I'm sorry, I don't know if
no. I definitely am on board with you guys. I think the Packers win. Aaron Rodgers just been on the tear. He put the team on his back, which is unfortunate for him because I think this is again going to cost him not getting a elite wide receiver next year because like, oh, look what you could do with what we had last year. You didn't lose at all in December, blah blah blah. But I definitely think the Lions are going to put up a really good fight. I do see this game being a shootout personally. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think I wouldn't say the Packers have an elite defense. The Lions put up numbers. They just fucking 40-pieced us, put 40 on us, I should say. They're 30-pieced us. Yeah, I definitely see a competitive ass game. Like Eric said, I do want to see chaos, but ultimately, you got to bet on the MVP.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Packers take it. I think they take it just to get knocked out by the 49ers. So it's gonna happen.
He's not lying.
You're not lying, and that's probably the smartest thing he said. Podcast long.
They could probably start Trey Lance and they'll still beat the Packers.
Do for real.
No, I'll give the Packers a shot.
I have the TV on right next to me, and I'm looking at this graphic before we end the show. I just want to say real quick: the Bulls are obviously, as we know, 6-1 against the top 3 teams in the East, but they're 6-8 against teams below 500. It's not bad. It's not that bad.
They're toxic because they don't.
No,
do
hold
it.
on.
Don't
Wait.
do it.
Hear me
Do
out.
it.
Hear me out.
Toxic,
Hear
bro.
me out.
I'm
Now,
not,
hear me
I'm
out.
not pussy, bro. End the show. We're not listening to this.
I'm just
We're not listening
saying.
to this, bro.
I'm
No,
just
it's me,
saying.
bro.
Look. You guys ever seen on TikTok when there's like somebody like
No,
a girl, someone's like, hey,
I
hear
don't
me
got-
out.
I don't got TikTok no more. Nope.
What the hell?
They're toxic, man. They're toxic. Damn,
Is
who's
that
that? Your cousin?
I don't know who that is, but Jose Contreras, what's up, man?
What's up? Another Contreras on the show, man. That's
I've
the
never-
doppelganger.
Never met this man before in my life, but hey, from a fellow Tocayo, what it do, baby?
Facts, bro. Facts.
Are you
Alright.
done? Because
Yeah, I'm
like
done.
it's not that bad.
It's look. All I'm saying is that all I'm saying
Dude, why'd you
is
have to
that if we can
remind
have
me,
the
dude?
complete opposite season from last year, that's a win. It's a win.
Jose. No.
This team is booty cheeks,
No.
Jose. Just admit it. Just
No.
it's booty cheeks. If we make it to the playoff game
No.
or the playoff round or the play-in game, whatever the case may be, cool. If we get out of that play-in game, cool. But you remember, they play down to their competition. So they're going to probably play against teams that are below 500 at that point anyway. So it's kind of like, what's the whole point?
Jose, we're gonna make the playing game just for Zach LaVine.
Not to show
drop
up.
18 points.
I don't know who this kid is. It might be my long lost son, but you
Yo
know.
voy para el NBA.
Hey, don't forget your daddy, okay? All right, guys, let's
What is
go.
wrong with you?
All right, that's it. That's it. Well, thank you for watching JCA Sports Podcast. Oh man, I gotta end the show. Eric, for real, let me find out.
That's your boy, bro.
Ancestry.com.
I can't, bro.
23andMe. Thank you guys for watching the JCA Sports Podcast. Make sure to tune in and watch all our podcasts from the Star 6 Media family. Whether it's baseball, hockey, football, soccer, badminton, whatever podcast we have going on Star 6 Media.
Bro, just stop.
Just end the show. We
We're gonna have
apologize for how
a
this show
Jerry
ended
Springer
from the
type of
false
show
hope to whatever
now
this
'cause of
man
your
said.
ass.
Just end it. We'll see
We're
you
We're
guys
gonna have
next week on
a
Monday.
Maury, you are
I
not
hope
the
you guys
are
have a
the
wonderful
father.
night. John, thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate it. I miss you, bro.
I miss
I-
you
I
guys
miss
too.
I miss you too, Eric. All right, guys. Time to get
Good
out of
night,
here.
man.
Just
Okay,
get out.
hit
Just
the
get
intro.
out. Get out.
What a finish! Wow, that is unfreaking believable. What a way for a ball game to end.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh, that's terrible. My God. The humanity.
They may be the drunkest couple in the history of sporting events.
I loved his face.
I would suspect that fan is done for the night. Here's the thing. When you steal something, don't wear it.